Seikaiju no minasan, konnichiwa. It's time for Shoyu Japan Life Week in Review. Seikaiju no minasan, konnichiwa. Now it is time for Shoyu Japan Life. Minasan, this week is going to be a quickie here on Shoyu Japan Life Week in Review. Basically, I'll be covering a little bit of a fitness challenge that I did, and then we'll get into shopping ideas and then the rice bowl challenge. So let's get started with that. Uno Fitness Challenge. So I haven't been able to carry out the actual fitness challenge that I've been wanting to do all this time, but I had a chance to stop by a park the other night, and this is what I got to do. Kaimono shopping ideas for someone else, or keep it yourself. Yeah, I think I keep it. So today, shopping ideas. Pretty interesting stuff I got here for you. So there is the Kameda company. Do you know? Actually, I didn't even know. I didn't even pay attention to this. But I have introduced this to you before. My favorite snack in Japan is called Happy-tang, or the Happy Turn rice cracker. And they are now celebrating their 50th anniversary. And also from the Kameda snack company is something called Kaki no Tane, which is also a really good snack with their senbei. Kaki no Tane, a long seller. This is their 60th anniversary. And so in collaboration of these two products, what they did was, of course, they're celebrating 60 years and 50 years with these products. But what they did was they decided to intertwine them, interchange, and with Hapitan for their 50th anniversary, what they're doing is they made a powder with the Kaki no Tane flavor. And on the opposite side, what they did was with their Kaki no Tane senbei, they made the Hapitan flavor of this. So that's quite interesting, is that they interchanged the flavor of these two items to taste like the other one. That's gonna be it's a great marketing strategy, I think, because I think people are trying to buy it. But the flavor, you gotta ask what the flavor is gonna be like, right? So we'll get to that in a second. But anyway, interesting things that I picked up, and a couple more things for my rice bowl challenge coming up. I had this idea that I'm going to be using with these items. So I'll be using this in my rice bowl challenge, but I found something called kombucha. And as we said before, kombu is a type of seaweed, but they made a tea with this, and it's also often a soup base that they use it for. But I'm also going to be using this one that has the ume or plum, pickled plum, in the mixture. So we're going to be using all of this to get into our rice bowl challenge. So that's coming up next. Rice bowl onigiri omusubi challenge. Rice bowl onigiri omusubi challenge. Rice bowl onigiri omusubi challenge. Okay, before we get started with a rice bowl challenge, we need to get everything opened up. We're going to start with this. So we have the Hapitan with the Kaki no Tane flavor. So it's this shape with this flavor. Let's try that. So the color is darker. And let's try. It's kind of like a smoky flavor, which I guess, if you think about it, is kind of how this mixes with the peanut flavor. Interesting. And next is the Kaki no Tane with this flavor. So that's this one here. And that's what it looks like here. Hard to open. Okay, so light colored. And this says no peanut in this. This tastes just like this. They just kind of fused it into something different here. Anyway, we use these two items to make a new rice ball. Just real quick, I got this opened up real quick, and this one is interesting because it comes, actually it's a tea. It's like a kombu tea or seaweed tea, but it comes in this packet here. So it's a salty flavor with the mixture inside. So I'm gonna open this up just to taste it a little bit to see how salty it is. Just a little bit. Good. This has that plum flavor with that kombu taste. Oh, I love this. I'll mix this with the rice and see how we go with this. So everyone, I got my rice and I'm gonna add this kombucha. And then I'm gonna mix this up right now with a spoon. So let's get this all mixed up so that we can have our base for our rice. Oh, and like I said, it's gonna be a maze gohan. So the thing is, if you're familiar with chazuke often has like that senbei or those little rice cracker balls inside. So in place of that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this hapitan flavored, no, that's not it, that's the wrong one. I'm gonna put this hapitan flavored Kaki inside as a replacement. It's a little bit big, but we're gonna try this anyway. So I'm gonna put the whole bag, maybe most of the bag. Maybe, oh yeah, just put the whole thing. So I put the whole thing in. I'm gonna just mix it in. So it's gonna be kind of like a crunchy rice ball. Anyway, let's get into the next step of making the rice ball. Here we go. So I didn't really think this through, but I don't know what kind of shape I'm gonna make this into. But for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the rice on saran wrap and then try to figure out a shape for this. We're starting to shape it here, but I gotta give this an inside, which is going to be the filling, which is going to be one of these guys. I'm gonna put one of these right inside here. I thought I'd just show you part of me putting this together. It's not turning into a triangle shape rice ball. It's gonna be a different shape. So let's take a look at what it looks like. Just thought about this, but we gotta think of a name for this. So I'd say this is another successful rice ball challenge. Let's take a look at our new addition to the Onigiri Dojo. This is the Ume Kombucha Hapitan Kaki Onigiri Kansei. So I think this ranks pretty high on my originality list. So let's give this thing a try. We don't want to leave it too long because I think it's going to lose its crispiness, but my gosh, I'm interested to see how this is going to be. Here we go. Itadakimasu. Crunchy. The ume kombu gives the rice some good flavor, and then you get the addition of the hapitan powder in the kaki and the kaki center making this the most crunchy rice ball there is. I like it. Turned out really well. ごちそうさまでした. Again, please join us next week for our next rice ball challenge. We'll see what we have next week. But thanks for joining me this week, everyone. Until next time, またね.
皆さん Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends too. Thank you, oh yeah, ありがとうよろしくお願いします。
Just to let you know, it's going to be a regular work week, so-called this week, but also the Golden Week holidays are starting up. So we get some holidays. I don't know if I'm going to really be able to relax, but we'll try to see what we can do this week and get that posted next week. So I hope you join me for that. And then the following week continues our Golden Week. So we'll see what happens during that time too. But again, Golden Week is coming, everyone.